Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. Daniel Jones. See, the conversation started like this. Is Daniel Jones the guy to? Is Daniel Jones the guy to? Is Daniel Jones the guy to? Daniel Jones is the guy. Let's get into it. So the New York Giants right now are 6-1. We're headed to Seattle to play a pretty good or a actually good Seattle Seahawks team. Now they're down a wide receiver, but again, we have Geno Smith and we have Daniel Jones, two guys that are pretty much on a redemption tour. A lot of people have counted out both of these guys, and now Geno Smith is looking like one of the best quarterbacks in the NFC, and Daniel Jones has his team looking like one of the best teams in the NFC. So this is going to be a good game, better than what we thought it would be when the schedule came out. And right now I'm excited. But again, let's talk about Daniel Jones. So in social media, on TV, the topic of discussion is Daniel Jones. What are the Giants going to do with Daniel Jones? If I was the Giants, I would sign him right now. That's Max Kellerman. Other guys like Dan Orlovsky, Daniel Jones isn't the reason why the Giants are winning games. And then Keyshawn Johnson, you got to get this guy a wide receiver and see what happens. So it's all over the place right now when we're talking about Daniel Jones. But I'm telling you, I can only speak for myself. Right now, today, Daniel Jones is looking like he's going to be here, and he might be here for a while. And I'm not mad at that decision. Now, even before Daniel Jones was playing the way that he's playing now, I was like, you know what? Whoever the quarterback of the Giants is, I'm riding with that guy. And it just so happens that now, of course, I'm riding with Daniel Jones, but he's also playing very, very well. So what do you do with that? I say if you keep on winning, no matter what kind of stats he's putting up, if he's not costing you any games, he looks like he's going to get a deal. Now, you have people that are like, okay, I need a franchise quarterback that's throwing for 300, 400 yards, 3 touchdowns a game. Now, there's only a handful, not even a handful. There's only 2 franchise quarterbacks that's doing that right now. And that's Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Now, you have names like Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, but they're not playing to any kind of, top level right now for quarterbacks. So it's hard to see, or I would like to see how Daniel Jones fares as far as stats go with these guys. But on the other hand, I really don't want to compare, Daniel Jones to anybody else because he's not like any of these other quarterbacks. Now, Daniel Jones had a great game this past Sunday versus Jacksonville Jaguars. 200 yards passing with a touchdown, 100 yards rushing with a touchdown. But what I've also seen with Daniel Jones are the little things. Now, earlier, or actually in the preseason, I put out a couple of videos talking about Daniel Jones. And 2 of the things that, gave me a question mark for Daniel Jones were his anticipation and also his pocket awareness. Now, I can say 7 weeks into the season that I can check off pocket awareness as one of those things that I was worried about. You can see now that he's able to make those subtle movements inside the pocket, that he's, able to gain a couple of more seconds or a little bit more time to make his decisions and go through his progressions. These are things we have not seen before with Daniel Jones. So I'm checking that off. Now, anticipation is still something where you see it sometimes and you still don't see it sometimes. Now, that just depends on the trust that a quarterback has with his receivers, and also where the defense is located and where he's at in his progressions when it's time to throw the ball. And you see that as soon as Darius Slayton got into the game or started actually playing this season, that some of those throws were actually highly anticipated. That long crossing route to Darius Slayton a few games back, you saw good ball placement. Now, in this past game, that deep touchdown pass to Darius Slayton, the ball was placed perfectly. And that's, again, anticipation. That ball was in the air, and Darius Slayton was still beating and getting a little separation, and he threw him open, and it was just a great adjustment and catch by Darius Slayton. So you're starting to see the anticipation come now. So what's next? I don't think there's anything next right now, because right now Daniel Jones is a dual threat quarterback. You'll see that right now, or since the Chicago Bears game, there's been a spy on Daniel Jones. Now, it was hard to do that because you also have a spy with Saquon Barkley. So the RPO right now is working wonderfully for the New York Giants. So you have that wrinkle, a couple of other wrinkles within Mike Kafka's offense, and now the Giants are looking like a team that can go places. And I'm not afraid to say that because I really believe that now. Looking at the tape, I've been watching film like crazy, and I can kind of see where Mike Kafka is going. He's playing chess. He's absolutely playing chess right now against these defenders, but he's also setting up plays. Now, there's plays that he ran against the Chicago Bears, and he's changing those and tweaking those a little bit, and he's giving teams the same look now, but running a completely different scheme off it, or opening up some different routes off it. And you can see it now, especially if you're watching the film. You can see how he is actually building his offense, because he's still a first-year offensive coordinator. He's still learning this team. He's still learning what we can do best. But right now, going into week 8, I think that as the year goes, we're going to see our offense. Not just pieces. I think he's actually putting together our offense. We have an identity. We know it's going to be a heavy dose of Saquon Barkley. But right now, as long as Daniel Jones stays healthy, he's going to be a dual threat. And he's always going to have the ability to escape the pocket, extend plays, and get a first down with his legs. And it's very, very hard for other defenses to think like that. So when you're saying, okay, let's make this decision with Daniel Jones, it's not all about just throwing for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns a game. It's, can you put your team in position to win? Nice long drives, keeping the defense fresh, giving them breathers on the sideline, and then also scoring points, scoring touchdowns too. That's something that we're having issues with in the beginning of the season, where we weren't scoring a lot of first half points, but now we're putting them some points. We're looking pretty good. The offense is moving consistently. And that was another thing that was a letdown with Daniel Jones in the past, is him being consistent, because we saw little glimpses of him being able to be very, very good, but we didn't see it often, or it wasn't consistent. But now we're actually seeing Daniel Jones play. And like I said before, we have 3 straight games where Daniel Jones has shown improvement. The numbers are getting better as well, but also the confidence as fans with Daniel Jones is building as well. Now, there's still a few people out there that can doubt what he's doing, or nitpick with certain things, but you can't deny that he's looking better right now. I can't believe that anybody can say anything other than that. The man is absolutely looking better right now. But again, Daniel Jones, I think he's going to be the quarterback here for a while. There's still a lot of season left. We'll see what happens. But if he continues to play the way that he's playing right now, and he's able to make plays, and the offense is looking good, and the defense is able to get rest and play complementary football in all 3 phases, I think that Daniel Jones is going to make the decision easy for Joe Schoen, and then it all becomes about the money. What do you pay Daniel Jones? Do you franchise tag him? Do you try to get him signed to a cap-friendly deal or a team-friendly deal? What do you do? And right now, I think you sit, you wait, you see what happens. And then whatever happens with this season, whether it's the playoffs, if it's further than the playoffs, don't know right now, but the Giants are one of the top teams in the league, and we're injured still. We're not fully healthy. Imagine when we get all of our horses back. It could be very, very scary, but I'm excited, man. And I know you guys are excited too. Nobody thought we would be right here, right now, especially at 6-1. 6-1 is a beautiful thing right now. And there's only 2 other teams that have a 1 in the loss column, and that's the Vikings and the Buffalo Bills. So again, I want to thank you guys for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.